morning after show with Krystal and Janella.
You suck as a co-host.
You know what? You shut your whorish mouth.
Good morning, good morning. We are back. What's up, Janella?
Hey. Good morning.
In case nobody noticed, well, I'm sure our millions of fans have noticed that we are no longer called Wake Up to the 90s with Krystal and Janella.
Hell no.
We are the morning after show now. Take that how you want it be, whatever you want it to mean. So we went on a little hiatus, and I'm actually nervous right now. Are you nervous?
No, not at all. No.
I'm like shaking. I'm like ready to pee my pants.
Well, please don't do that. That's why you need a catheter. You know, I mean,
well, I'm wearing one of my diapers, one of my son's diapers.
Oh, okay. Oh, so not even an adult diaper?
No, I'm not going to go buy diapers. Maybe I will. From now on.
You can say that for your dad.
Oh,
my
true.
poor pops. I got to buy him some adult diapers, and then everybody's going to say, "Oh, that's so wonderful of you. You're such a hero."
That would be nice, and I wouldn't have to say, it'd save me the embarrassment and be like, "Oh, well, I do this show and I get really nervous and I shit myself sometimes." No, I didn't really shit myself. I'm joking.
Yeah, well, that was awkward. Yeah, I didn't know what to really say about that.
So what have you done in the past? Like, God, we were out for, what, a month almost? 2?
Oh, yeah, very long time. Well, it seems probably more than a month, right? I mean, that's also...
It was probably longer than a month. But so go ahead and... I know that you have a big... Well, you don't have a big date. You do have a date.
That was on Saturday night. Thank you very much.
So tell us what you've done leading up to your big date that you had Saturday night.
Well, lots and lots. No, pretty much not very much has gone at that time for me. You probably have much more interesting things. But, just living, working, hanging out. But I'll just go into the date. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Is that what you'd like to hear about the date?
Did you bone?
Well, let me say, I'll say that I made sure to say, we're just going as friends, I just, I don't know if I'm interested in anything else, at least right now, so let's just keep it friendly. Of course, he said yes, but I always knew that, you've been hounding me to go out with you and all the things you've been saying to me.
Well, plus you're a celebrity. Plus you're a celebrity, like...
Well, he doesn't know that. That's hence why I'm probably not going to, well, who knows, he might hear this show, but, which now I feel awkward, but yeah, so I kind of knew going in, like, I was never saying, like, okay, so we were just friends, which is what I would like to keep it, but again, you never know. But I knew the way what he said before, that's really not how he's really what he wants. I think it's going to be more like, oh yeah, friends, and then hopefully he thinks, like, I like him enough that maybe, that's probably what he went into it thinking, But it went well. It was a little awkward, I hate saying first dates because, like, I really didn't look at it as a date, so obviously he did. But okay, date. So, it's, it was a little awkward. What do you talk about? I've never actually met him in person. It's not one of those creepy, like, we met on, like, Match.com. He's someone two of my cousins actually knows, so like personally went to school with. So he's like 10 years older than me.
But your cousins.
He dated one of my cousins, yes.
So is he keeping it in the...
But okay, let me tell you. Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. And you know this. I think it's crazy. That's the main reason why I didn't want to date him. Basically, he went to school with my cousins. My cousins are very, very close to first cousins. And they're sisters, and they went to high school together. And basically what he did was, back then he a little bit dated my cousin, we'll call her Rebecca. So he dated my cousin like a little bit on and off, although she pretty much had a very long-term boyfriend right after that who she married and everything else. So there was nothing serious. Then she just recently broke up with her husband, and they kind of got back into touch. Of course, he jumped on that, like, okay, great. It didn't work out again. So what does he do? He goes, well, her sister Margaret is pretty damn hot, so let me try her. Yeah, she's got a boyfriend and a kid. So that didn't work out. He got shut down. So what does he do? He sees me writing on my cousin's Facebook page, and he's commenting like, oh, Janella, I love you. Mind you, he's not on my page or anything, but, oh, you're so funny, Janella, I love you. And then he friend requests me. I don't think anything about it. But then I find out he's really into me because he asked my cousin, like, oh, what's her deal? Like, is she married? Is she dating anybody? Like, is she interested? Do you think she's into me? Like, did you tell her anything about me or anything about us? So she didn't. I had no clue who this guy was. So when I noticed he started on Facebook going on, I knew he liked me. I asked her what his deal is, and she told me all of what I just told you. And I said, are you kidding me? First you go to You go to the prettiest family member. Then you go to also very beautiful, her sister. And then I'm third place. Then you come to me. Then it's like, well, Janella, she doesn't look like a troll. So, I mean, she's not 600 pounds. So, I'll go for her. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. So that kind of obviously was a huge turnoff when I heard that. And he obviously left that out. He didn't tell me that. So now going into that date, I knew that was the whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty much, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's not bad looking, nice guy. And we'll see. It did a little awkward, but overall it didn't go half bad.
When's the last time you've been on a date?
Oh, and like a date like that, like a formal, like going out to eat or something?
Right.
Probably like a year ago.
So
a very long time ago.
To test yourself.
But I mean, I meet people like going out, like if I get a drink or something, but to actually say yes, and mind you, I hate to say it like that, but I get asked, and I just say no. I say the same thing. It wasn't so much, even with the backstory with him, I probably would have said I'm not looking to date anybody right now again. Because that's just where I am right now. That's how I feel, So yeah, I don't know. It's a while since I actually said yes going on a date, but but I meet people. I like being friends with people. I never turn down a friend, if they're good people. That's why I said to him. He said, well, can we at least be friends? Just go out as friends. I said, well, I'll never turn down a friend. You seem like a nice guy.
Right.
When you're going in, you both have, So if you're just going as friends, like I was like screw. I'm not dressing up. I mean, yeah, I put a little makeup on, but I just went in jeans. I went in jeans and a t-shirt. And we ate at a place that's very close by because although I don't know him, he lives in the same town as me. So it's not like it's like he's came from Ohio or something. Like he technically lives in the same town. So he told me the restaurant, which is 4 blocks away. So I said, all right, sure. And I walked there and yeah. That's pretty much it.
I bet you only got with your cousins so he could get to you.
I don't think that's the case because he didn't. He didn't know me at all.
Oh.
So he knew that I was a cousin because we have a very small family. So people might say like, oh, cousins. You probably have a bunch of them. I have cousins that I'm actually. I only include one side of my family. So it's a very small. I think there's 10 people. So it's very small, and so these two cousins I grew up with, they were sisters. Like they lived with me all the time, and we're pretty close in age. The first one he went for, she was only 9 years older than me, and then my other cousin, I don't remember. I think it was Margaret I came up with. She's I think 13 years older than me. But they all went to school together, and he didn't know me. I'm sure he knew of my name. But he didn't see my Facebook and all that stuff, so I think he said, "Okay, shut up, Bella. Mind you, everyone. Everybody says I'm really photogenic. I look way better on camera than I do in person. so I'm just saying.
No, you don't. You're such a liar. Okay.
You haven't seen me in person. How would you know?
Because I do see you in person, Janella, every day. You just don't know it. You don't know I'm there.
Oh, I hope you don't see me right now because I'm walking around naked.
Well, and you're picking your nose, too. I was going to tell you might want to knock that shit off.
I do not pick my nose. No, that is not true.
Okay, damn.
That is a fallacy.
It's a fallacy. It's a fucking lie, goddammit.
It's a fallacy. That's a fallacy. That's a travesty of justice.
Okay, so let's,
What's going on with you? What happened with you?
Well, what happened with me is, so my husband wrecked his car. Our car. Our own car.
Yeah.
Totaled the fucking thing. Like, he's lucky to even be alive.
Oh.
So then, broke his ankle, lost his job temporarily, but he hasn't been working long enough to get, unemployment.
Unemployment, yeah.
So I've been hooking again, and, so I'm going back to working on the corner, and which means I'm owing again. That's pretty much all I've been doing. Waiting on him hand and foot. Cooking. Oh, my God. I cooked. My family didn't die.
I don't know, Krystal. I mean, I think he's telling you one thing, but he told me off the record that you're going to be fired. He said you were fired as a servant.
Well, I fucking hope so, because I can't take it no more. To be honest, I'm like, this motherfucker.
You're even trying to poison him just to get him to hire someone else, right? I mean, that's what I heard.
That's my cooking. That's just how I cook. I didn't try to poison anybody. If you get a little bit of, food poisoning or you start throwing it's probably because I didn't cook the chicken all the way on accident. That's pure accident. That's just how I cook. I suck. I'm not fucking Martha fucking Stewart, dude. You're not gonna find that in me. And he knew that ahead of time before we ever got married, so it's not like you can renege on the contract now.
You even came up, people come up with the pros and cons list. You did that for him. You gave him all the cons.
Well, there wasn't much pros to talk about. I'm like, I have a vagina.
Well, that's what, did you hear me say? I didn't say you wrote pros. You wrote one pro, and then you put all the cons.
How did you know that? That means that you don't see anything but maybe one pro. You must not see any pros, because you're not going to give us
No, I'm telling you, your husband and I, we talk. He tells me these things.
Okay, well, how about you can have my husband? You pay me in husband support.
I'm not really looking for someone right now.
Oh, you go on one date and you think that that's it?
No, maybe just friends, but, I'm not looking for anything right now serious. You know what I'm saying? So, you could keep him. He's all yours.
I would totally give him to you, though. I'll cut you a
you're like the best friend ever.
I am.
Really great.
Actually, you would hate me. I got you like, fuck you, you hate me. You must hate me. No,
it'll be a love-hate relationship.
No, my husband's. He's aces. He's a good guy. He just can't drive for shit. But
apparently,
exactly. But yeah, other than that, though, that's all I've been doing. I've just been being a slave to the family and picking up. All right, so let's go.
Hell
ahead.
yeah.
We're gonna cut over to. We're gonna try out this new thing that I got going on. Cut over to weather, and then we will be back with celebrity news.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
You're listening to the Morning After Show. AM 23.
What's the weather like out there? It's hot. Damn hot. Real hot.
Hey there, girl. We have had tons of weather this week, and I can't wait to tell you about it. I am personally in Seattle, where there is overcast and plenty of marijuana to go around. To the north, southwest, Miami is burning up like a scorching case of herpes. And if you go a little higher up on the map, Detroit may not have jobs, but they do have plenty of sun. Which is good if you're homeless from not having a job.
All right. Missy Breeze with her weather report is always so informative, right?
Yeah, I have to say I ragged on her, but I missed her.
Yeah, me too. Her and her
she
crazy
grew on me.
Okay, so Jenny McCarthy, you go ahead and start it.
Sometime last week, the 5th, 13th, or 14th, Jenny McCarthy, who is currently on The View, but really what her thing is, she's an activist with autism. Her son, what's her son? Ethan or Evan? Evan has autism, and she basically for years now has been going on these rants about vaccinations and gluten and all that stuff. So she went on Twitter last week, or late last week, and she basically said she was just putting a question with hashtag #AskJenny.
She asked, what is the most important personality trait you look for in a mate?
Yeah, so basically with that question, it opened a huge, a huge door, and this became a huge thing. This basically people took that and ran. And regular people, and also comedians and funny people that we know, basically answered her question and started saying, just going on this entire, just totally ripped into her basically. And it took her a few days to actually comment, basically saying, well, thanks anyway for all the haters because now people know me even more, sort of thing, or I'm more famous. But yeah, we have a couple of those. I don't know if you have any, but I could read one if you'd like.
My ideal partner would understand that doing my own research isn't cherry-picking blurbs from blogs.
My ideal mate, and then it says in parentheses, my wife, is smart and loves science and vaccinations. Basically the opposite of you, Jenny.
Someone who thinks vaccines are safe, Botox is poisonous, and who doesn't pick their nose and eat it on MTV.
I have one here for, he's not as famous, but real quick, just one I want to read. He's not a big famous guy, but he is a comedian. His name is Jeff Lund. I want to do naked goddamn keg stands of vaccines in front of Jenny McCarthy's house and just puke extra vaccines all over her and the house. YOLO. Hashtag YOLO. I'm a huge fan of Lindsay Lohan. I know you know that. That's my homegirl. And her dad, who's he's a winner, Michael Lohan, he is he already filed for full custody of his newest child. His name is Landon, with his girlfriend, Kate, whatever the hell her name is. And he thinks he's the better parent, so he wants full permanent custody of the child. And I just thought that was kind of funny. I mean, you've never been a parent, so but I guess it's new to him. It would be something new to him. You know, it's a new experience.
Isn't he up for Father of the Year for being Lindsay Lohan's dad?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely deserves it for sure.
There's a woman who died from a do-it-yourself breast augmentation with Vaseline, and I just want to say really quick that anything that has to do with something you'd usually have surgery for, you don't fucking do it yourself.
I just literally heard the story and I said, what?
Like, who the fuck does that? Who sits there and goes, oh my God, I'm going to inject myself with Vaseline in my boobs in a do-it-yourself.
I've never heard of.
Do you remember what do-it-yourself breast augmentation it consisted of back like 10, 15, 20 years ago? It was taking your arms and swinging them in front of you saying, we must increase our bust. That was the do-it-yourself breast augmentation. It had nothing to do with needles and Vaseline. And this lady, God rest her soul, whatever, rest in peace, whatever, was a dumbass. Capital dumbass.
Yeah, she's actually apparently a very popular Argentinian athlete. She's a runner. And a 39-year-old woman. So it wasn't like she was a 20-something-year-old dumbass. Well, she's apparently a 39-year-old dumbass. God rest her soul. But she's, not very smart. And what's her name? Sonia Perez Leonzon.
Yeah.
So, I heard this, and it was a pretty short article, but they did have a quote from a doctor who said he had never heard of something like this ever.
In other news, we have a Walmart toe sucker who is wanted by North Carolina police. And basically in Lincolnton, North Carolina, a man sucked on a woman's toes in Walmart after he convinced her that he was a podiatry student and
Sorry.
Dennis Harris said the woman had agreed to try on several pairs of shoes at the discount store, and that at some point during the process, the man had stuck her foot in his mouth. And I'm thinking that that's probably when
oh my God,
that this guy was not, in fact, a podiatry student. So yeah, he's now.
I would at least hope so. I mean, I hope she didn't let him get all the way to the second foot. You know.
So police are looking for a duo caught in photographs and video celebrating St. Patrick's Day near two dumpsters in Delaware. The photos can basically show they're not safe for work, so I didn't get to look at them because I have a parental lock on my filter on my browser now, but it shows the unidentified pair having sex in broad daylight as people walk by and record the incident. They're by the dumpsters, which tells me that this girl has no class, or maybe that's the place to go now from now on. Maybe your date should have taken you to the dumpsters. Maybe that would have been romantic.
No? I mean, I'd rather be taken to Walmart.
Wow, that's it for the show this morning. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tune in next Monday morning. And you can also follow the show at Krystal R2323. Bye. It's just another